back. It's Community Conversations. I'm Miss Community Clovia, and here with me today is my very special guest, the mayor of this fine city, L. Douglas Fowler. Good morning to you.
As always, namesake, good to be with you.
We're talking about the budget. Now the search is on for a police chief. The executive search committee is underway.
Yes, and quite frankly, I named a small group. I wanted people who had been involved before in the previous searches, not just for a police chief, but for a chief administrative officer. And that group met, and they have a very ambitious schedule. They will have their work completed by September. And they will have identified whomever that person should be. Now, it's not the easiest thing in the world, because you want top-notch people. I read in the Washington Post this morning that the chief of police in Prince George's County in Maryland is resigning. So that's going to be a vacancy. It's a big county. It's a very attractive position. You got to make certain that whomever you bring in is going to have the support of the governors, of the political bodies. That's one of the things that Chief Monroe made very clear. If he felt that wasn't going to be there, he might be able to look some other places. And so I would hope that as we bring in this new chief, whomever he is, and I'm a person like this, I respect the people that I put into positions. I don't tell them who to pick. I tell them if I didn't have confidence in them, I wouldn't appoint them. And once they do that, I don't second guess them. When they tell me that this is what we have found, this is what our recommendations are, they're going to give me several names. And they'll list them in a priority order. And then they'll say to me, this is how we feel about it. You pick you take your pick. None of them are going to be bad picks. I want to hasten to add that there are several people who are being considered, who would be in the mix, who are likewise already working in the city department of police. So we don't necessarily have to go outside, but in going outside, you are ensuring that you're trying to get the best possible person that can come. I said this to them. I'm not asking you to find another Rodney Monroe, because when he came, he wasn't to be measured by someone else. We wanted to measure him by his own abilities. But who I want you to find is someone who is measured by his own abilities. Someone who's dedicated, someone who's, as I like to call it, a cop's cop and a people's person. To be able to get out there and mix, to know, yes, to do it. So I'm very encouraged by the people who are meeting. I got a good mix of people, and I'm encouraged by the pool, and we'll have a new chief. I couldn't afford to wait until the next mayor came in, because crime doesn't wait. And our statistics are so great. Our clearance rate is 80-some% compared to 60-some% at the national level. Yeah, city's homicide conviction rate exceeds 85%. People are testifying against the individuals. They're being witnesses. They're coming in. Neighborhoods are being cleaned up. All neighborhoods, not just some. And
criminals have
far
been put
cry
on
from a
notice.
decade ago, when Richmond's reputation was tarnished as America's murder capital. But one thing I want to say on this, and then we can go to whatever you want to talk about. This wasn't just going to happen. Crime isn't down all over the country. Crime isn't down all over Virginia. It's because you had an attitude change, a culture change. You had a direction, you had a chief who was in charge, you had people who respected that chief, you had a force that respected that chief, and that chief had the support of those persons in governance to say, whatever you need, we'll give it to you. And to that extent, what we've done in Richmond isn't something that was just going to happen. Don't just take it for granted, because we could slip and go back just like that.
Well, I just, with the Richmond Police Department, I just want to commend them again for their community policing in the 12 sectors of the city, actually attending meetings, doing block walks, well, you know, heavy crime-ridden areas.
And the people in the neighborhoods know their police.
Yeah, they know their lieutenants and captains.
Right.
I just want to mention this part again.
Thank you.
The city's homicide conviction rate exceeds 85%, which was far outspaces the national average of 60%. And we just want to point that out.
And our crime rate in Richmond is at the lowest point that it's been in 26 years.
That is amazing.
Didn't just happen. Right?
That is amazing.
All right.
So our police chief executive search committee is underway, and
yep, they'll be
winter
finished in
search for
September.
police in September.
Yeah.
My birthday month. It's Community Conversations. I miss Community Clovia.
And I may point out, Clovia, if I can, that they'll be out of council. The council will be out all of August, so they won't be back until September. So we're not wasting any time. When they come back, boom, they can approve that new chief and we move on.
All right. It's Community Conversations. I miss